Hey there friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today I'll be reacting to the entirety of the 2014 Arsenio Hall show featuring our favorite Prince. It's really fun for me to get to go back in time and react to so many of Prince's interviews, performances, songs every day on the channel now. I try to schedule at least one Prince reaction, so I hope you guys have been enjoying that cadence. I'm just excited to hear more from the musical genius, the musical madman, the musical prophet that is Prince. I think all three of those stick really well. Before we jump into this though, a massive thank you goes to RJ the Melodic, whose generous support made this reaction possible, and RJ dedicates this reaction to all of you wonderful members of the Prince community, but I guess more specifically, the Sohum Reactions Prince community. You guys are all awesome. Now, let's just jump in.
Traveling explosion of awesome, performing funk and roll.
Speaking of awesome,
for Third Eye Girl.
So you know, Prince performs with Third-Eyed Girl. I think I've done one or two reactions. I recognize the Prince vocal anywhere. There he is.
Finally, beloved, we meet at last. Middle of the hill, never mind the past.
Dude, he is so swagged out here. Full fro and the chain literally down to his belly button.
Only way to get you where you never been. Party like you ain't gonna party again. Let's go. Let's go. Get turned up, get out of control. Get to the music, get good with the soul. Let's go. Let's roll.
This bass is so low, but it's also further back in the mix, so it feels like this rumbling sensation that's building behind you, almost like if you were to face away from like an avalanche or a rock slide and look behind you, and in the distance there's tumbling rocks and snow. That's this this bass so far.
Get turned up, get out of control. Come on, everybody, let's walk and roll. Whether you're coming by bus or train, shade those hating 'cause they're going insane.
Got full choreography too.
$20 party to the nickel and dime. Another mother, father, you're committing a crime. Let's walk.
Mother, father.
Let's roll. Get turned up, get out of control. Get to the rhythm, get good with the soul. Let's walk. Let's roll. Get turned up, get out of control. Come on, everybody, let's walk and roll. Only way to last is the break of dawn. Put your phone down, get your party on. Who you gonna call when it's obvious, dear? Everybody you know is up in here. Come on, let's roll. Let's roll. Get turned up, get out of control. Get to the rhythm and do the soul. Let's roll. Let's roll, baby.
You know, all things funk, this considerably is a lot more of a relaxed funk, if that makes sense to you.
Get turned up, get it out of control. Come on, everybody, let's roll and
Funk and roll. You get the walking brass.
I don't really care what y'all be doing.
This is like huge party music. Great for like a New Year's Eve show. I love that. Are these audience members just all invited up to dance?
and gentlemen, Prince, you can do better than that. Give it up, Prince.
Just dap the guy up.
From stage 6 at Sunset Bronx.
Let's skip a little bit of this advert. All right, let's.
My guest tonight needs no introduction. Put your hands together for the one and only Prince.
The one, the only really applies well to Prince. Back when the TV show host like stood up and showed a little bit of respect to the artist. Invited them in, clapped for them. They do that, they clap for the artists nowadays, but the interviews of now don't feel the same.
That's cool. I gotta say one thing. There's only one way to start this. The first person to contact me when I came back to late night was this man to congratulate me and to say he will be here, save me a night. Thank you, dude. You've always been a good friend. Always. And here's the interesting thing. Do you have a cell phone?
No.
See?
Wow.
I'm all.
See, 2014, I think I got my first cell phone in 2011.
Always shocked when I hear from you. But how do you survive in this world without a cell phone?
Everybody I know has one.
Oh. You're in social media. You have
See, he's well connected, but inaccessible.
an Instagram account, a Twitter account now?
I'm trying to get Princegram.
That's a good one.
Instagram. You actually, I saw a selfie of you, or it was yours, I should say.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah, that was your first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Love it.
That was it. How would you, yeah. What do we title that selfie?
One.
One. That's one. Let's talk about titles. Your favorite title in the Prince catalog. What's your favorite song? Turns you on every time you do it.
I usually answer by saying the next one, but there is a song that we've just
That's a great
written,
answer.
called The Breakdown. That's
Don't know that one.
one of the things that we try to do, though, is wait until we have other songs that go together with our favorites. That's why it takes a long time to come out with albums.
Yeah.
These days.
Yes.
Because, you know, not being under contract, there's no rush to do anything.
If you weren't, they like that. They like you having your freedom, I think. If you weren't Prince, what would you do for a living, you know? I mean, because I know there was a point where you maybe thought about something else. What would you do?
Well,
'Cause I can't see you at the bank, you know? Even though all the ladies would be in his line, you know?
when I was 16, I was completely broke and needed to go get a job, so I got the Yellow Pages out and I couldn't find one thing that I wanted to do. So I decided I was going to push as hard as I could to be a musician and win at it, you know?
Yeah. You don't need to do a bunch of things. If you're good at one, if you're disciplined in one, you can push it to the upper limits of what's possible. That is very interesting to hear that Prince only had music ever, which makes a lot of sense given who he is and what he accomplished.
So I decided I was going to push as hard as I could to be a musician and win at it, you know?
Do you watch any of the shows that bring new musicians to the American public?
Not so much. Yeah,
You know, talking about, you know, the Voice and Idol, you know, the whole genre?
Yeah, I was watching a show with Esperanza Spalding, who's a friend of mine.
Bass player.
And we were both sitting there quiet, we were watching. And we looked at each other, and then she says, "Are you rearranging the music right now in your head?" And then she said, "So am I." So it's really hard to watch other musicians because you tend to, you know, it's like a painting you want to make straight or whatever. You just hear music like you hear it. Doesn't mean that, you know, what they're doing isn't of merit. It's just, I just hear music differently. So.
Now, I've met, it seems like 100 musicians today here with you. What do you look for in musicians these days?
I was thinking about your question a second ago. I think I'd want to teach in some capacity if I didn't play.
That makes total sense.
The thing is, I appreciate the studio audience and all the Prince fans ever, but I just want to like focus on the conversation. I wonder how much wisdom we could have gotten if Prince were in now the podcast era where, you know, it feels like there's a podcast everywhere you look, where he's uninterrupted. He can just free flow back and forth. It's not for the ratings, the TV. It is just for the channel. It is just for the conversation. Again, I appreciate the fans always, but it can be a distracting thing during the interviews here.
Capacity if I didn't play. There's a lot of fine musicians in the group right now, and I'm learning from them. So as much as I'd like to teach, I also like to learn.
Yeah.
Like every 15 seconds, woo! Like, come on, let's hear.
Is there a huge vault of material that you've created that we've never even heard? And how do you make those choices? Because I'd like to hear everything that you pin. You know, just to hear it.
You would look different when it was finished. It takes a long time. There's a lot of music down there. Yeah.
Like how many songs?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't go back in time and listen to it like that. I did. I worked on it and brought it as far as I could right then. A lot of it I didn't even finish. You know, a lot of the bootlegs that are out right now, they are unfinished, unmixed. You know, sometimes they change lyrics, and again, you wait until, you know, you can find other things to go with it. We live in a singles-driven market, but, you know, I come from the old school making albums, and that's what I love.
Yeah, the economy of music making now, I won't pretend that I understand it in its entirety, but it's all streams based. And the thing is, streams on a platform like Spotify, for example, are very diluted in their value, and once you pay the entrance fee, you gain unlimited access to every artist ever. So it's to the advantage of the artist to put out more atomized, individualized songs and content more frequently than it would be to put together an entire album or tapestry of work. That's why you often see now like single releases on the build up rather to an album release, because you still need the effect of the individual singles having massive peaks on, you know, the Friday release or whatever, for let's say 6 to 8 weeks in advance of the album's release. So you still need those individual moments, but then you can like penultimate release the last song and then finally the full album on whatever day you select. But it definitely forces artists now into a different creative pathway that maximizes for individual song success rather than album success. I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to say one is worse than the other, but when the paradigm forces one of these outcomes almost entirely, then you forego some creative ability on behalf of the artist to still express themselves and remain within the bounds of what's financially possible. Right now, for upcoming artists, especially releasing popular singles and trying to get the most viral song to pop, that is the formula through and through. All my opinions.
But
maybe it shouldn't be that way. Should be a mix.
You seem to have somewhat of a love-hate battle going on with technology. I know you haven't always loved the internet. How are you seeing progress right now with all of that? Can you use it to your advantage?
It's a double-edged sword. You know, a lot of artists aren't getting paid full scale for their art.
It's happening worse
the
now.
internet, because of downloading and things like that, is kind of like a black hole, and it's hard to audit, it's hard to get accounting, and it's not that it's just about the money, but it's about justice and fairness. And when people say that they love you and they respect you, but at the same time take, you know, 80% of your earnings, then expect you to fix your own communities, and they'll probably edit all of this out, but then it gets, that's the sharp part of the sword, and we're at the wrong end of it right now. So eventually, with courageous people going out there and actually saying something and standing up for it, I think we'll get some balance.
This is one of the reasons why it is so important to support independent artists, creators, in whatever domain you consume the media or art form in. It's best to do your due diligence if you can to support the people making that content possible, because otherwise the hegemonic structures above, who are entirely monetarily driven, capitalistic, they will squeeze every single last drop out of the communities and the artists themselves until the art is no longer art. It is vapid, it is soulless, it maximizes for certain verticals that don't have to exist in perpetuity, and nor should they, because art is a fluid, dynamic, beautiful thing. Business always, paints these things in a uglier and uglier picture. It's an important balance because we do live in the society we live in. We have to put food on the table, but there comes a limit.
Balance.
We've watched you evolve over the years, not only as a musician, but as a man. And I wonder sometimes when you look back at old material, like I've looked at so much in the last 24 hours to prepare for this, do you look back at old stuff, risque stuff, and want to separate yourself from it?
Well, when you're 20 years old, you're looking for the ledge. You want to see how far you can push everything. And as an artist, I just went there just to find it. And then you make changes. 30 years ago, there's a lot of things I don't do now that I did 30 years ago. And there's some things I still do.
Now, when you said that, the first thing I flashed back on is, gosh, he's Prince. I know that, I get all that. But he's also like this normal brother you hang with. I remember a time, and if I have to take this out, you tell me I have to take this out. But I remember one time we went down the way south of Wilshire to an after-hours spot and hung out and partied. That's something that we'll probably... I have a son now, and
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. And there were so many things that we did back then. Remember that house? We were sitting in a house and
Vaguely.
Yeah. It was like they take you in and they chain the door and it's a pit bull and they give you a drink in a paper cup and he wouldn't touch nothing. He just sat.
Were we in somebody's kitchen or something?
Yes. Yeah, it was crazy. And Prince was sitting in this house. He wouldn't drink nothing. He wouldn't touch nothing. And he was trying not to breathe. He had a cane. If he could have got oxygen out that cane, we could have stayed longer. But just normal good times as you.
The oxygen out of the cane is the implication that like everybody is there in a cloud of smoke, which belongs to something, you guys know.
Young brothers experiencing success. We should take a commercial and come right back. We'll be right back.
I guess before we jump back into this, I'll give my thoughts so far, but feel free to skip ahead if you'd like. I really appreciate Prince and just always being so authentic. He keeps it real. My biggest gripe about this show is it's an artifact of the show itself, so that's why I never really got into like late night television. It's just the studio audiences, although they add like the immediate reactions, which again I recognize like how that could make me feel like a bit of a hypocrite because I myself am giving my individualistic reaction cutting into the original content. But when it comes to hearing the mindset of the individual, the podcast form, as opposed to the late night television sitcom-esque commercialized interview, it's definitely way better. The podcast is way better than this format because a lot of the reactions the audiences are giving feel a little bit egged on. And I know that there are people even, guiding them, directing them. They have the signs that say like, laugh now, clap now. But then you also notice that some audience members are taking the liberties themselves and trying to find moments where they should laugh or should make like a reaction comment. You don't have to. This is now coming from a reactor. Maybe I can give some feedback on how the audience members should be reacting, but you don't have to say everything all the time as it occurs to you because often you'll end up inserting far more than you'll ever need to. Just food for thought. So it looks like we have another performance. She's Always in My Hair.
Welcome back. Performing the B-side classic, She's Always in My Hair, Prince and Third Eye Girl.
Ooh. We got the outfit change too.
Whenever I feel like giving up, whenever my sunshine turns to rain.
Oh, this feels very well structured.
And dreams aimed in a wrong direction. She's always there,
Oh,
telling me just how much she cares. Always, always, always in my head.
noticeably less chaotic.
Never feel like not too great at all. Whenever I am not, even if I hit the bone, she's always in my boat. She's always there, telling me just how much she cares. She's always, always, always in my head.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donna.
Oh, what a tone. I needed this morning. Ooh.
Come on, y'all.
This is such a well-structured Prince song. Again, less chaotic than the average Prince performance I've heard so far on the channel. Oh, the soul in that solo. god. Love the way this one's arranged. All of the right notes are being accented. He laid it down gently. Let me get this straight. Did he just play with the foot pedals in a way where when he placed the guitar on the floor, the feedback of the guitar was still running and he was able to alter the effects and then end the song too?
That's Prince, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
It doesn't
talent
get any better.
that I don't know
When
how
we
to comprehend.
return, Prince has a surprise for all you fans.
Let's skip a bit ahead here. Let's get some good audience questions.
I want you comfortable. We're back with Prince, and we're going to do something different and special tonight and allow Prince's fans, aka the Purple Army, we're going to allow you to ask him a few questions.
It's kind of strange, the layout, because they have some of the fans facing away from him, so they have to turn their neck to see him.
We're going to allow you to ask him a few questions. Who's got the first question for Prince? There you are.
As an artist, I know that you make, create, and let go, but it is Purple Rain's 30th anniversary.
30th. So now we're at 40, 41?
Yes, yes. When?
Look how amazing. I mean, doesn't he look... this proves that purple don't crack either.
When was the last time you watched it, and what did you think?
Actually, I was in the living room 3 days ago, and it came on television, and I watched Take Me With You.
Okay, we have a gentleman who has his purple mock turtleneck on, and he's ready to fire a question at the leader of the Purple Army. Go, sir.
See, I would put my purple light on. Maybe you guys can like look back like a month ago to my channel. I had like the different color lights in the background. My light thing recently broke, so I've been going colorless. Hopefully it's still been relatively aesthetically pleasing, even though a bit dull compared to where it used to be, but I would have done Prince purple for sure.
Ready to fire a question at the leader of the Purple Army. Go, sir.
Okay, have you ever bought anything off of an infomercial? And if not, were you ever tempted to?
Infomercial.
Be honest.
What's an
There's a
infomercial?
QVC.
Wouldn't it be funny? Wouldn't it be funny if I had a bit
Scrub Daddy, Sham Wow, one of the other ones too.
Dazzler and he didn't? Because I ordered
Bedazzler.
mine late at night and got a bamboo steamer with it. Yep.
Bedazzler?
You don't have a bacon bowl?
Now you'll find all these like crazy products on TikTok.
All right, next question. Thank you. Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
What's your name?
Rhonda.
Hi, Rhonda.
Everybody has a pet peeve. What really, really annoys you?
Strangers touching my hair.
Wow, I can imagine. I can sort of relate to that, not at the level of stardom of Prince, of course, but when I had longer hair, it was long enough that it reached my shoulders and it became curly. People called me Aquaman, Jesus, Tarzan. I got Fabio, like a bunch of names like that, right? So they would always like come up to me, compliment my hair, which totally cool. Some people would, without asking, touch my hair. Sometimes I would be okay with it. Other times I'm like, dude, you need to ask for permission here because you don't know me. They're kind of laughing it off a little bit, but like Prince is also being serious.
When is the last time you got mad and said, hey, do you ever get angry?
I got a little bit at a party I just went to after the Oscars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Folks have a tendency to want to bump into you.
Oh, yeah.
It's mostly dudes.
Yeah. Right. It's never McConaughey's wife or somebody gorgeous. It's always a dude who work at the barbecue restaurant. Yeah. I'm sorry, did I get sauce on your Prince? I'm sorry, bro.
Just bros taking up too much
Your
space.
question,
bumping.
sir. What's your name?
Pierce,
Pierce.
what household chore do you do that people would be surprised by?
That's a good question.
I can cook. No. But only one thing.
Only one thing. What's the big Prince dish?
Omelets.
That's a good one. Love eggs.
All my friends have high cholesterol.
Thank you for that question, sir. Prince has answered a few questions from the Purple Army, but I want to take it one step further. I want to help some of you. So I've asked everybody to tell my producers about problems you might be having in your life, things you might want Prince's help on, things you might like Prince to solve.
Interesting.
And there's a gentleman who told my producer a story. His name is Steven. Where are you, Steven? This is Steven.
Do I get to sit in your lap?
Well, no. We're gonna get you a stool. Yeah. Steven.
Steven came out of nowhere.
Yeah. Okay, Steven. Tell Prince your problem.
Well, you see, Prince, I moved down to LA a little over a month ago, and I've got a girl up in Portland. We actually had our first date at your Portland gig that you did last April with Third Eye Girl. That was our first date. You played Always in My Hair, and that kind of became our song because we had a lot of fun dancing around. But she had this ex, and I kind of met her through this ex. And since I've been down here, you know, everybody's kind of drifting their own ways, and I think kind of seeing the ex again while I'm down here. So, you know, we started with Prince, we should end with Prince. Come on, Prince, help me out.
Slam dunker. So she thinks.
So what is this? Yeah, let me figure out what the situation is.
She thinks right now, this minute, that she's still your woman.
Yeah.
Wait, is the situation that he is seeing her old ex, like, in their social circles, or he is bringing his ex? I think it's more of the former, but I'm not sure.
All right, hang on now. I'm not the bad guy. I didn't do any cheating. Quit looking at me like that. We're talking about a Delilah here.
She cheated.
Right.
And don't you all have a puppy?
Mm-hmm. His name's Little Berkeley. I'm his stepdad. She had him before me, but I want custody of him, so if you can get the dog.
You got a number?
Oh.
It's just like, let's call her up.
Hey, B, you have that number of the girlfriend. Please dial her.
Sorry, Prince, I'm making you the bad guy.
Now, her name is Keegan?
Yes, Keegan.
Okay, I have to say hello.
I was not expecting this.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Keegan, this is Arsenio and Prince. You're live on the air. Hi.
Hi.
Where are you right now, Keegan?
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Say hello to Prince.
Hello, Prince.
Hi, Keegan. Do me a favor. Tell me about Steve.
Tell you about Steven?
Yes.
Well, Steven is fabulous, and I adore him.
Who's this new guy you've seen? Are you trying to get back with Steven or what? Talk to me.
Well, you know, Steven moved to L.A., and I've been hanging out with my ex and trying to figure out what's up. But, you know, I like L.A., but I don't think I
I mean, she's already hanging out with the ex, bro. She doesn't respect you. Just, it's okay. Even if you met her at a Prince show, if she doesn't like you and she's like somebody else and is willing to, like, disrespect you in that way, there's a lot of relationship dynamics that are at play. But if it's like a standard thing and she's going out of her way to hang out with an ex, that is a bit of a red flag.
could ever live there.
Okay. Well, listen, Steven's a good guy, but I have a message for you from him.
Should I be nervous?
No, it's a good message. In this relationship, things are much harder than in the single world.
Oh my goodness.
Keegan, in this life, you're
Yes.
on your own.
Oh man.
Steven's
Keegan?
ex-girlfriend.
This
Yes.
is what it sounds like when Steven breaks up with you.
Well, you know, like, I want to be sad, but also if you're breaking up with me, I can't be that sad. And also,
she never liked him.
Are you perhaps available? Because
go right back to your seat.
I'm sorry.
Can't tell if this is fake or real, but
there you go. Take this with you. No, I'm not available.
All right. Well, Steven's missing out in that case.
All right.
I'll tell you though, if you gotta have your man break up with you, this is a great way to have it happen.
Yeah.
Prince gave her a call. Liv Warfield coming up next.
I didn't know we were going to get Prince relationship advice hour.
Tomorrow, Rick.
I always find it weird when like radio show hosts or TV show hosts like call in random people, but they're like always available. For me, half the time, if I'm calling my friends, they may or may not answer the phone because they have like the lives of their own. They're not like glued to the TV. They don't, you know, I'm sure that's why they like have to coordinate, and she's immediately able to answer the phone. She expects Prince. She doesn't sound surprised at the scenario whatsoever. That's why TV shows, like, they're more fabricated than I would prefer to listen to or to watch. I love podcasts. I love more reality TV because even despite the scripted nature of some reality TV shows, you still get authentic reactions from people. And honestly, I have bigger gripes with the way things are edited. This just feels like a bit of a canned routine that I'm glad that Prince plays along and has fun with it.
Cross and the cast of Total Divas.
Maybe I'm in a critical mood today. I don't know.
Our next guest is a new Power Generation member who was featured in this year's VH1 You Ought to Know campaign, performing Soul Lifted from her new album, The Unexpected. This is Liv Warfield.
Liv Warfield. Without Prince. She's beautiful.
To a higher place.
Oh, the way those voices are interweaving with one another here.
Everything about you, honey.
What a voice on her.
You send chills down my spine.
Oh.
To a higher, 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 higher place. Baby, I don't know what to do without you, boy. All I'm asking you to do is stay with me.
This is so, like, I don't know how to do this adverb combo. Jazzily murky, murkily jazzy. There's like a murkiness to this, but there's also an ethereal aspect, but you hear the jazz notes come throughout, and all of this vocal arranging sounds so full and dynamic. Also, I love Liv's voice here. She has the ability to be very, again, I'll use the word dynamic, in terms of how loud she's getting. She swells, she uses breathy tones, she belts, she gets quiet again and uses the soft touch. Really, really interesting. I have no clue who Liv is, but she is mega talented.
honey, I've been hoping for you to come over. Oh, don't you know I keep a clean house, my baby. You can sit up all night long if you want to, yeah. I sure enough can see that you're tempted. You're tempted. Hey, 'cause it's written all over your face.
This moves you.
There's no woman in this world that could even give you more. Don't you know that you said I'm needing you to stay for a while. Listen, you got a woman begging, you got a woman begging for you. Stay around me, baby. Hey, said you got me going crazy. Before nighttime,
Dude, Liv is crazy
Liv
good.
Warfield. Oh my, that's beautiful. Wow, we'll be back with a new one from Prince.
I had no idea I was going to get to hear something like that during this reaction because I expected Prince interview, Prince song, Prince questions. Will Liv Warfield maybe deserves more more attention from this channel. As always, if you want to send requests to me, you can do so by hitting the link in the description box below. Damn, what a powerful voice she has. This one was with Prince now, I believe, Mutiny.
Thank you to our very special guest, Prince, taking us out tonight with Mutiny, Prince, and the new Power
Got another outfit
Generation.
change.
I'll see you in 23 hours. Go!
What can I say? No one does me wrong. Gets away with it. Mutiny! We're taking back the ship. Mutiny! Should have been left on here. Mutiny! 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 Baby, when you talk to me, you don't have much to say.
Oh, that's cool. Love that little slide there before. Yeah, right there. And then we get it again later.
When you talk to me, you don't have much to say.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like the one from yesterday. Look out! Mutiny! Taking back the ship. Mutiny! Should have been left on here. Mutiny! Mutiny! Hey, it's a mutiny! Baby, you cheated me.
Syncopated drum hit.
Unwanted. haunted child.
Oh.
Baby, it's all
Pause and then back again.
I loved you all the while. Look out! Hit me!
Wow. Wow. Whoa. That is a really cool visual. All the sax coming in and out. That's cool. There's something so oddly satisfying about the way they're like coming in and out here.
We would never fall. Baby, now there's mutiny. The court is in your on your ball.
Who is he dancing with? Good go. The mix is huge.
Who we talking to? Black girls. What his name is? Arsenio.
I got some dog barks right there at the end there. Well, there you have it. That is Prince on the Arsenio Hall 2014 interview / show. Definitely a very interesting style, especially if I compare it to the Tavis Smiley show that we heard. On this channel, we've done, I think, 2 reactions now to Prince on the Tavis Smiley show. Based on those comparisons, the way I feel about the Arsenio Hall show, it seems like this show is far more focused on the hits from the audience and the engagement from the audience, as well as just the performances themselves. I think we had, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4 performances in total mixed. Then we had the interview section, which was probably my favorite, and then the taking audience questions segment. So it's broken up a little bit differently than the Tavis Smiley show, so it's not going to be a clean comparison by any stretch. But when we do compare the interviews, I feel like we were able to get deeper with Tavis Smiley than we were with Arsenio Hall. I think Prince is able to articulate far more deep intellectual thoughts in the Tavis Smiley show than I feel like we got to experience here. This felt more for the camera, more for the audience service, which is all well and good. But just when it comes to like hearing what's going on inside the mind of Prince and, you know, questions about technology and how they impact artists such as Prince or upcomers, anybody really, independents, people under labels, there is a wealth of knowledge there and discussion that is worth having, which is why it was interesting to me to hear Prince talk about how this probably, like he mentioned somewhere in the interview, that what I'm saying here is probably going to get edited out because it's not going to play well for TV if you're literally criticizing some of the structures above that. Granted, they help turn the wheels of this machine, but to criticize those same wheels feels a little bit like biting the hand that feeds you. And in any society that prides itself on being a meritocracy, letting the talented and driven, ambitious rise to the top, the structures above that suppress that creative expression, the ability for artists to be as authentic and allow humans to do human things. It's very impersonal, and it is literally counter to what it means to be an artist and to produce art. That's why I love it, and I'll repeat this point again. I love that Prince decided to go the independent route because independent route. Oh, I did say that correctly. Because he can do whatever he wants. He can release albums at a cadence that works for him. He doesn't have to be singles driven. He can do what he likes to do, and therefore the art that comes out will be less pressured. It will be less stressful. I feel like a lot of the art that gets, you know, squeezed through the meat grinder that is, you know, modern pop music, let's say. Yes, it's good. It's not necessarily bad, but what's the word? You've almost automated away the creative element of music. And you can see it now, especially with artificial intelligence taking such a large space in the, you know, the town hall, right, where we all discuss our ideas. AI poses a massive threat to what creativity in art will look like going forward. There are, I think, creative solutions to incorporating AI, but I also think taken to a local extreme would delete the value of music as it is, and other art for that matter. You can even see painters, graphic artists with the same complaints. They're losing all of their intellectual property rights, and machines are doing it faster, quote unquote better. It's a very troublesome time that we live in, and I guess you could always say that at every time that we live in, but more and more as we enter the future, it feels more of a dystopia. Is this the note I wanted to end the reaction off of? No, I think we'll end it a little bit more positive than that. I really enjoyed all of the performances here today, especially that one from Liv. I'll get better at creating the mind-blowing sound effects there. And I really loved the second Prince performance there. She's Always in My Hair. Hearing Prince on guitar is just such a continual pleasure. And I love how, even though it was less chaotic and more in the pocket, I love how he still maximized his creative ability within that more confined space. Because I'm sure when you are performing for the cameras, for TV, in a very structured manner, as it seems on the Arsenio Hall show, you do have to also abide by some of their rules, whether it's, you know, censoring the swear words you use in your songs, or making the songs more digestible to the average listener. There's many like minor decisions like this, and when it comes to creating art, it's a death by 1,000 cuts. So whatever you're willing to stomach in the short term, you should expect all different roads to lead you to different outcomes. And I'm glad Prince again went independent. Oh my god, I can yap, can't I? I hope you all enjoyed the reaction today. If you did, hit that subscribe button, and again, if you would like to request a reaction yourself, you can click the link in the description box down below. And as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, and peace.